Welcome, everybody, to episode 174 of Perpetual Backlog. I'm your host, Aqua, and joining me, like always, is our old McFarmer had a leak.
Yeah,
Leak.
sorry, super cookie fish.
I didn't know Stardew Valley
Very
had
good.
high octane gameplay.
Bro, the fish in the fish in. Oh god, I lost it. No.
And Dalit.
Hi, I'm melting.
I'm melting. It is actually. Well, I mean, I have air conditioning on here, so I'm not melting. It is cold,
I have a
cold in my
piddly
house,
little.
actually.
Yeah, no, I have a piddly little desk fan. Which, by the way, thank you, Leak. I appreciate being able to survive
Yes,
with
yes,
this
of
thing.
course, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna completely skip over Leak because obviously we all know what she's playing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you know.
Dalit,
What
do you
to do.
remember? Do you even remember what you did this week?
Oh, God, I swear, I'm only in my 30s, but no, I don't. I played a lot of Hades. Played a lot of Hades. I've only got through 32 Fear. It is surprisingly difficult in this game. I don't remember struggling quite so much in Hades 1. Of course, it was a while before I tried it in Hades 1, and I decided to jump in pretty early on here. I got through all of the available levels down below, beat up Grandpa, got my 32 fear. The surface, not so much. Surface is really, really fucking hard, and I don't know which packs to take because it's miserable. It's miserable. But besides this game, no, I genuinely don't know what else I've done
Well,
this
I
week.
I I seemingly recalled you and a couple other people having a very trying time in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Yeah. There we go. Sandy Dolphin came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sandy Dolphin came out. I might have tried to do some of the very newest content with no sigils. Totally on purpose, of course. It was clearly just a challenge run because I'm so good at the game. Yeah, it didn't go well, and I, uh, I did in fact forget to put on my sigils, and I was very curious why it felt like everything got so much more difficult. Turns out, no bonus health, no bonus damage will do that to you.
Yeah.
But yes, when I did put on my clothes instead of fighting with my butt out, no, it's just more Grand Blue. Excellent additions. Love the sigil synthesis now. Now I can get a bunch of my I can essentially get double sup and double damage, not damage cut, damage cap on a single, or I guess on two different sigils, like literally cutting the amount of sigils I need in half. Like this at first I didn't understand, and then I understood.
Yeah.
What I've not done yet is bothered with Lucilius Zero because I already know that's going to be a nightmare. So I'm
I
just gonna
didn't.
get super powered before I do it. I'm just not even gonna bother going in for a test run. It seems
I
like a
don't.
fine way to waste my time.
I don't even think the fight has anything extra in it. I think he just does more damage, and you
No,
have
I've
ten.
been
You have
saying
10
this for
minutes. You have
months.
10 minutes to beat him.
This is just the end. They just gave you a hard fight and they're done. This is not a live service. This was the last update.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know this for certain, but I'm feeling like I've been right about this.
I haven't watched anybody do it. And I'm not going to do it. There's no reason for me to do this. There's absolutely
Um,
no reason for me to touch Lucilia Zero.
so Lulu was really frustrating in parties early on. A lot of people would just get tilted and like the if you're not on, that fight's not worth doing. But I
Mhm.
just I just kept at it. I play fighting games. I'm used to not winning at first before I figure things out. And eventually at this point, yeah, Fa is easy. No, this one not so much because I think this one's purposefully overtuned, so that we will forever and always at least have one fight that actually asks us to do something. I'll find out. I'll do it eventually. Just I did not get round to it. Not when Hades 2 exists. Also, Hades 2 got updated, and that means new stuff. We a lot of the not a lot. I shouldn't say that. Some of the art assets have been added. No major additions. No, like the game's not finished yet, but lots of balance updates. And the way that I beat 32 Fear is no longer a thing that you can do. So I might have cheesed it unknowingly. Didn't know it was a cheese. Turns out apparently totally was. Wasn't good enough for me to get through 32 on the surface though. So I have to figure out what my new idea is. And I'm thinking it's probably something to do with the axe. But yeah, that was me this week. Mostly I was watching video games as I was taking care of my aunt.
Cool. Um, I didn't get too much done actually. I played more Wua this week. I'm now like in, I guess what they would call endgame, but I'm not doing endgame. I log in, I see what I need for one character, and then I just go do that. I don't care about like progressing like anything else other than character stuff.
I'll log back into that game one day when a character that I'm interested in comes out.
Yinlin comes out real soon.
Maybe. I don't think I'm interested in her.
She hot.
And I'm certainly not building around like Electro. So
She hot, and she got
I mean,
she got elf ears.
she hot
Elfie
is a cop out. This is a gotcha. They're all hot.
No, they're
Every
not.
single one of them.
She's just not really that hot.
You're picky is all, and I'm easy.
What? No. I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm just saying she's not hot.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'm just super easy. They're all fucking hot. It's the purpose. It's the purpose of why. It's the purpose of why they exist. That's why they're all made that way. But yeah, no. Yinlin will come out, which I think will certainly be a boon to many of you all, especially if you all picked up a certain Sephiroth would be, because that's the final member of that team. Yeah, because we already have the support,
Kalchar and
or I guess
Brina,
the healer.
Yeah. That's Yinlin leak, by the way.
Oh, yes, I have a butches. Oh, yeah. Naruhodo.
Naruhodo, yeah.
Naruhodo.
She was going to be coming out in 2 weeks, but they moved that up 1 week.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they moved.
Does that mean
they moved 1.1 up a week as well?
So are they taking a week off the current banner?
No,
And
you're
just-
gonna have Gion and Yinlin up at the same time.
I think it's cool that there's that week-long overlap. I think it's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't think that's gonna happen with any other thing after this, but they moved it up because
I would do that though, but that's fair.
What they would have to continuously be like moving up stuff there.
True. They have to offset everything now.
Yeah. They moved it to 1.1 because it's falling like right around the same time Zenless Zone 0 comes out. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight a new MiHoYo release. Granted, I do not give a shit about Zenless Zone 0. Though, again, so everyone hears me say it, big shout outs to the animators. They're working their ass off. That game animates beautifully, and I don't just mean in combat. Those cutscenes are
some of them,
immaculate. Oh my goodness. I've never seen so much time and energy put into gotcha animatics. And that says a lot because like the other MiHoYo games also have kick-ass animations, but they're not. There's so many in-betweens on these little animations.
I still don't think I've seen anything better than some of the animations in Impact Third. Even with the stuff I've seen from Zenless Zone Zero.
Well, yeah, it's certainly not as over the top, right? Like
Yeah.
we're comparing world-ending events to a bunch of losers walking around fidgeting them. Nope, let's not phrase it like that. Fidgeting in general. I'm genuinely just surprised by how much, like how many.
Yeah. I'm gonna play Zenless Zone Zero, but I couldn't tell you if I'm gonna actually get into it or not. I don't like playing 2 gacha games, let alone 3.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm not trying to play any. I've already put down Mihoyo, because I know you listen. If you're out there and you want me to play Zenless Zone Zero, you know where to hit me up. I request the bear, please.
um. The other thing about Zenless Zone Zero is that they can probably do they can do that animation stuff is because their cutscenes aren't cutscenes; they're comic book scenes. They do everything in comic.
There are
like
also cutscenes, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about like their like normal day-to-day cutscenes or whatever, like
Sure,
dialogue and
yeah.
shit goes through the comic book stuff. And
Yeah,
anything
they were
that
never going to keep that level of detail throughout the whole game. That would be so
Yeah.
fucking expensive.
That's what happens in Honkai Impact Third. Like the cutscene animations in Honkai Impact Third are 2 characters standing on a screen talking. All right. Or maybe some
good
like
old visual novel.
Yeah, or sometimes they have like a still image or whatever of something going on. And then the whole end of like the end of the chapter or whatever, you might have like a big cutscene or something like that.
Right.
So like they're able to do that because they're not putting any in. It's not like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact where everything else is actually in-engine cutscenes. And even the high impact cutscenes in like Honkai and in Star Rail and Genshin Impact are also in engine but higher fidelity cutscenes. So yeah, so they moved everything up or whatever. So we get Yinlin a week early. We get 1.1 a week early. They're doing. I think they actually might be overcompensating for like overcompensating the players for any of the stuff that happens in the game or whatever, because we're getting a million like credits, the like the money system in that game.
I mean, I'm never gonna really think that because I know what they're actually doing is is incentivizing people to pull from multiples.
Yeah.
Also, please don't leave. We know a lot of you don't want to necessarily be here. We promise it gets better. That's what I'm taking away from that.
Yeah. They give us 20 crystal solvents, which is for like Star Rail comparison. That's the fuel stuff. So gives you 60 of your like, stamina or whatever. So they gave us 20 of those, which is like 1,200 stamina. They give us another 10 limited banner pool. Yeah, they giving us a lot of shit, and I think they're still giving us stuff, if I recall correctly. It's insane. So like the people that have talked about like how Hoyoverse doesn't do all this stuff or whatever, they're right because they're one of the main things. Like these gotcha companies don't ever do this or whatever, and they could do this. It actually does not hurt them to do this. All right. And Kuro Games is showing it's not actually hurting them to do this. Like half of the stuff that they're giving out is just in-game stuff for free, whatever. So like it's nothing that they like. They're not going to lose any money doing this. Like maybe a 10 pull here and there, but like I mean, hell, Star Rail gives a 10 pull every batch. So I mean, it's honestly, it's just Genshin could never. So. But I don't know any other gacha game like outside of like Star Rail or whatever that's like kind of this generous. Hell, I mean PGR was like generous, so makes sense. As for other games that I may have played, the Trails Through Daybreak demo came out today, so I played the prologue of
Okay.
that.
How's it going? I mean,
The
this is your
dub,
totally first time ever.
yeah,
playing
totally
this
first
game.
time. The dub is actually phenomenal.
You love to hear it.
It's actually so fucking good. Even jabronis have like good direction.
As they always should, because you'll be hearing more of them than your MCs for the most part.
Actually, for Falcom games, that's actually true.
Yeah, look, genuinely, for most games, you hear them more often. Now, you don't hear the same one over and over again more often, but for the amount of dialogue that they keep giving all of these NPCs wandering around the world, they should be acted quite well.
Yeah, it's actually insane because like I was streaming it earlier, and just these like couple of like not even bad guys, and they're not even bad guys. They're these couple of like punks and like the two mafia people you fight up against, like they sound good. Like they might not be like I mean they could have actually been like high tier voice actors or something like that, just voicing like additional characters. But like
Hey,
the direction behind
you
it,
get paid for doing it.
yeah, the direction behind it was actually good. And it's not like the direction behind Cold Steel or whatever wasn't good or whatever, because I still think it's the voice actress that does Aurelia. I think she's still directing the series, but
Well, then I have the utmost faith.
yeah, it just kind of feels like it's stepped up a couple of notches. Damon Haas as Vaughn's pretty good. It's no Daisuke Ono, but it's still pretty good. But you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody better than Daisuke Ono to voice a main character. I'm gonna be real here. I don't know who voices Agnes, but I was happy that when she introduced herself, she said Agnes and not Agnes. I was gonna be so mad if she said Agnes.
Okay, good.
Because I hear people call her Agnes, and I'm like, there's literally a mark above her N that signifies that you say Agnes and not pronounce the G. I don't know who's voicing Kincaid or Renee, but he threw me off for like the first line he said. And then he kept talking, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Or whatever. It's pretty good. Elizabeth Maxwell as Elaine is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Somebody came in my stream who normally does like listens to like all this stuff in Japanese, was like, I like this better than Japanese. Or whatever. I'm like, Elizabeth Maxwell, she voices Natasha and Star Rail, but more importantly, she voices Winter Schnee in Ruby. And she's definitely doing the Winter Schnee voice, which makes sense because that's definitely that character.
Good choice.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear it. I haven't really heard anybody else yet. A couple of the like side characters, they all sound good. Yeah, played that. I got out of the prologue, so I'm in chapter 1. The demo does the prologue in chapter 1 all the way up to the end of chapter 1. So, and that carries over into the main game, but not for me because I'm not buying this game on PlayStation again. It's I can buy the PC version of Kuro 1, and the game gets updated with the English patch. So,
oh, nice.
Not actually nice, because them doing it this way makes it to where there's no advertisement for it on Steam because it's just an update.
Oh, that's a good call.
It's not an actual game coming out. It's just an update. So, that feels like crap. Outside of that, I did not play anything else. I do not think. Yeah, no, I didn't play anything else. But you know what that means.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
It means.
It's time to talk about the news.
Yeah. Except Little actually sent something in.
Oh
He
wow.
did it!
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I might have forgotten to guess that.
Oh.
He says, "Hello, Backloggers. Neglected baby here," because we called him a neglected baby. Rebirth has finally been finished, and now he's on to the 16 DLC and Daybreak Waiting Room. Rebirth sure was one hell of a game. Yeah. Very hyped for part 3, and he also hopes all is well with you guys minus Aqua. Yeah, he got on to me because I'm the one that called him the neglected baby last week.
Right.
Damn. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But now we get to talk about the news. Now that we have not neglected the baby. So we had a bunch of stuff happen this week. Not a bunch of stuff, but like, some moderate amount of stuff. We had a state of play last week.
Yes.
We did.
Yeah. It was
Apparently the worst state of play ever if you listen to Twitter.
yeah, the worst state of play ever. Oh my god.
So bad, man.
I could slightly agree with that because the first thing they showed off was 12 minutes of Concord. And let me tell you, I am not interested in Concord at all.
Yeah, I was really hoping this was going to be more Borderlands and less Destiny.
It's not even.
But I guess
it's just Destiny PvP.
devs, PvP.
Just Destiny PvP.
But a bunch of
yeah.
ex-Destiny folks are on it, so I guess I'm not surprised to see aspects of the DNA. At least that's what I keep hearing is ex-Destiny folks are on. I should actually probably go look that up. But it is what I felt.
The stuff I leaked about Destiny was it before State of Play?
No,
yes.
Wait,
was it?
Was it before?
Regardless, that is news that we will also
yeah.
get to.
It's on the
That's
list.
fun for later.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I mean, Concord, like, I was really hoping this was going to be like Cowboy Bebop by way of Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, what I got, which isn't terrible, like, on paper, this sounds really good, is Guardians of the Galaxy, which it's clearly aping by way of a team-based shooter. And I don't mean Overwatch, I do mean a deathmatch shooter from the looks of it. So that's why I go to Destiny for its PvP.
Yeah, I could see Guardians of the Galaxy just by looking at the bloody thumbnail.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they had
and it's fine. I just really wish they didn't spend 12 minutes on it.
Yeah.
12?
Because like
it was
Oh.
of a 30-minute show. A 30-minute show, they spent almost
about
half
a third of
the
it went
show.
to this.
Yeah. It comes out August 23rd. There's a beta going to happen in July. They had the cutscene was like the cutscene was high quality, and I really hate that they called it a vignette. I don't know why they just decided to call it a vignette. That's like the most pretentious fucking word to call.
I know.
A cutscene.
Every time I hear vignette, I just think of vinaigrette, and I just get hungry.
Like the most pretentious sounding fucking word for a
It is a bit.
cutscene.
Well, when I think of like a vignette, I think of something a la the old Monster Hunter ecology video, something very short, just to like show off a map or a specific character or something like that. This went on for like
Yeah.
No,
7,
you're
8
right.
minutes.
When something
Yeah.
is called something suffix et, it's
Et,
supposed to be
yeah.
it's supposed to be short.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be small, right? Bite
Small.
size. It's like a
Yeah.
showcase. And this was
Not that.
this felt like an episode of a show. And it wasn't. It wasn't that long, but it did feel like it went on forever.
Yeah. But then they said that so there is a story for this, but like the story updates weekly or something like that.
Yes.
And every
Yes,
time
like
you
it'll be
logged
constantly
in,
updated.
you would get a vignette when you logged in or whatever. I hated every time they said it. It pissed me off. I was like, just say a cutscene. God, you know,
So is
Yeah.
this supposed to be the next Overwatch? Is that why
No,
they're
I think
pushing it so hard?
no.
I
No?
think they're going to an older style of multiplayer shooter
Next
on this
Team
one for
Fortress,
sure.
maybe.
I don't even really want to go to Team Fortress, even though I mean, yeah, because most people know that for the
Or like
deathmatchy
Unreal Tournament?
aspects. Yeah, something like like I would compare it to like a Halo, frankly,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
like something modern-ish, but with like some special abilities,
But also,
not quite
but
Call
it's
of Duty.
but it's also a character shooter.
It's hero-based, yes.
Yeah, that's why I went to Unreal, but
Yeah, that's probably the most correct. Like the big thing to remember is it's not an Overwatch like because when everyone hears hero shooter, it's straight to Overwatch
yeah.
or
Mhm.
Team Fortress. Which yeah, this is
It's
more
it's
deathmatchy from the
Destiny.
looks of
It's
it.
Destiny if it was a hero shooter.
This is going to be marathon essentially because that's supposed to be a hero shooter now, which has
No,
gone over like a
wait,
lead
I thought that
balloon.
was it's supposed to be extraction shooter.
Yeah, but it's hero based now, and people really don't like that.
What, marathon?
Yeah, you don't get to cut. Oh, you don't know this? Yeah, apparently with the new leadership, they've moved away from the character creator to a hero selector. So
Oh,
that's
weird.
gone over very well in the community.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I wasn't really gonna try out marathon anyway, but
Oh, I was gonna try it out. I still will try it out. I just wonder if this game has any legs, if it's going to move away from Destiny and then further move away by not even letting you create your own character. I don't know who that game's for anymore. Gonna keep it a buck.
yeah, me either. God of War Ragnarok coming to PC September 19th.
Hmm.
Showed that
Okay.
off.
Nice.
Comes with the DLC. So, but also on a side note, you're required to have a PSN to play it on Steam
Oh,
because
I didn't know
Sony's
this.
fucking
Yes,
dickbags.
yes.
Also, this game's not being sold in also 177 plus countries
God,
because
why
you
are
need
they
a
doing it?
yeah. I have no idea. Sony's just being fucking dickbags right now.
They're gonna surprise Pikachu face themselves when they realize they're gonna lose up some money.
You'd say that, but people like fucking Ghost of Tsushima still had so many people buy it. Like it was like top of
I
the
am
sales
going to
list.
point out, not to back Sony on this. What Sony is doing is short sighted.
Mhm.
But all of those places they don't sell this in aren't their primary markets anyway. They were never going to make even a large fraction from the locations they aren't selling in because
Okay, I'll rephrase. They're gonna surprise Pikachu face when those countries pirate it, and they're like, "Oh my god, why are people pirating your
you know,
game?"
absolutely
Yeah.
correct because that's
There you go.
you're right. They're going to go to all the online crackers and repackers, and we're going to see those just flood the market because there's no way for them to get it legally. Correctamundo.
Also, Philippines is a pretty big country for gaming,
Yeah, really.
Mhm.
and they're one of the countries that do not get access to PSN.
Look, fair, fair. What I said was pretty generalizing, but yeah, I'm sure there are a few standouts.
Do what now?
They're not on
What'd you say, Lee?
Oceania.
No,
Oh.
not for
No,
PlayStation.
the Philippines was one of them that was specifically called out very early in the Helldiver shenanigans because they were like, one of these countries is not like the others. One of these countries has a very healthy connection to America. What?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
a big old. Not so much as like Aqua said, it's a big old population all the same. So
Yeah.
But by and large, most of those countries are small and won't impact the bottom line.
Mhm.
But I mean, this is why, not to invoke his name, but the Goblin King looked at this and said, "Yeah, no, that's stupid," and why he doesn't have an issue with his game being pirated. Shout
Oh
outs to
yeah.
Thor
Mhm.
and was it Brazil? No, it wasn't Brazil. Where was it?
No, he knows why Brazil ends up being the country that pirates the most. It's because nobody knows how to do regional pricing correctly. Um, and that's why they pirate the most. It's
Yeah,
because they keep the
yeah,
Too
price
expensive.
they keep the price too expensive because
Uh-huh.
Brazil's like cost of living or whatever, like the average uh um the average pay in Brazil is like I think like 900 of their currency, and then but also their cost of living is like already a third of that, but then also like a game is also a third of that. Like a game at
yeah.
our normal pricing is a third of like what they make in a month.
For sure. The idea behind that statement was mostly just that it's nice to see someone realize what the actual issue is, and instead
Hmm.
of ignore that region, move to make, actual changes so that they can also be part of
Yeah,
the community.
yeah, because he prices it down to what it should be in
What would be
Brazil.
appropriate by comparison.
Yeah. Castor's fucking like amazing like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
based as hell.
yeah. Um, they showed off a Dynasty Warriors game. In this economy, a Dynasty Warriors game.
So I'm
Huh.
gonna be upfront. I'm not gonna buy this game. But
Yeah.
I will say this. This is the first time it's actually felt like armies are on screen. The game
Hmm.
looked pretty good. I
Yeah.
just A don't want to spend $70
Oh no,
for a
Muso.
Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah.
And B, this isn't even the type of Dynasty Warriors game I want to spend that money on because they put the least amount of effort into their own product. Like all of their better products are when they're working with Nintendo to make like Fire Emblem Heroes and Hyrule Warriors and
Yeah.
all of that. So
Yeah. This one's called Dynasty Warriors Origins, and I think it
Yeah.
goes into the start of Lubu, beginning of Lubu.
I, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who that was.
Everybody in chat when they were watching it said Lubu.
Huh. I actually don't know the story of Lubu prior to being Lubu.
Yeah, prior to you not pursuing. But that comes out sometime in 2025. So yeah,
I wonder if they'll call him Feng Xian in that game.
possibly. That's his original name, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's a possibility. Because it's Lu Bu before he's Lu Bu. So
I don't know enough to know if like there's an actual difference and there's a reason why these two names get used. I know that there is a separation there.
hmm
I would like. I'm just surprised. I'll be honest with you. If that's Lubu, I am surprised that they're not just following a young Zhao Yun because that he felt like the face on every box forever.
I don't know. I didn't play Dynasty Wars, so
No, I guess now that I think about it, that aligns too closely with one of the factions. Lubu's a good rep because he reps none of those factions. Lubu fights on Lubu's side.
yep. And you do not pursue
Yeah, I'll
Lu
also be
Bu.
interested to see. I will probably pick that game up on the deepest of discounts.
On the deepest of discounts. Yeah.
I'll grab it in a humble bundle or something.
Yeah. Up next, they showed off Infinity Nikki. Which is
I have to defer to you on this one. I don't know what to make of this gotcha. At least what I assume is a gotcha.
So apparently this is like the 5th game in the series of Nikki. And what it essentially is that it's a dress up gotcha game, pretty much. I'm not sure what you actually do in Shining Nikki. I know I follow somebody that plays Shining Nikki a lot. But for Infinity Nikki specifically, it looks like it's kind of going to fall in the same line of not as like big as Genshin, but it's going to be more like of an adventure game with everything being behind like you making outfits for your character. And I'm assuming the gacha is going to be the the clothes. So
Well, it
Yeah,
looks
no, that
absolutely
seems right.
adorable.
it does
It
look
did
it
look
does look
darling.
adorable. Yeah. Um, another podcast was like, this looks like one of those This looks like one of those mobile games that has those ads of the game that doesn't actually play like the game that it's advertising.
It does though. Like this game looks like we're gonna get into it. Is gonna be like a really crappy SRPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be like some tests in the third quarter this year, so and maybe I don't know when they're gonna release it, but it looked interesting enough. I mean, it would be one of those free to play games, so even I might like pick it up to just like because the whole adventuring aspect looked really cool. I care less about dressing up some chick. But yeah. Anyway, the world looks like nice. Next is Ballad of Antara. This is a Souls like game plus Genshin Impact because it's a free to play. It's actually a free to play action adventure game.
I got none of that, by the way, from what they showed.
No, yeah.
I mean, granted, all I took away was this is Eastern Souls.
Yeah.
Looked sick, to be fair, but I am now tempering my expectations because you've invoked the G word.
Yeah. It is a free to play action adventure game. So I know there's not really any like gameplay out of it right now, but you can just assume it's probably gonna play like a Souls game, but like be there's probably some gotcha element since it's free to play. Either that or it's heavily monetized.
Yeah, and when he does the whole like pulls out a lantern and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
that's also what was it? Lords of the Fallen had the lantern thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were essentially doing the two worlds, right?
Yep.
Though now that I think about it, this game had what at the time looked like multiple protagonists, and now I understand why that was the case and why they looked so vastly different from one another.
Next up we have Skydance's Behemoth, which is a VR game. Comes out fall 2024. It looks kind of like Legendary Tales but darker.
Man, this was just edgy Skyrim.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Man, like that was my takeaway from it. It's like, oh, it's Skyrim, but with edge.
Yeah. I mean, it looks
in the VR.
Yeah.
Just so.
I mean, it looked actually pretty all right for a VR game, honestly.
To be fair.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's not bad.
I'm so used to them being walking sims.
Yeah.
Or like physics sims.
Yeah, I do wonder how good the combat will be.
Yeah, I think it'll play more like so Legendary Tales is a VR game that came out not too long ago, and it kind of looks like play like that, where you could kind of do a lot of stuff in it actually, because another person I follow also like really likes playing Legendary Tales, and they're like, there's just so much stuff you can do in Legendary Tales as a VR game. And then we got Alien Rogue Incursion.
Now,
yeah, you want to go into detail about this?
Title,
Yeah, League.
Go ahead.
You're the alien person. I don't know anything. It's a VR. It's a VR aliens game.
The joke was they showed us nothing.
Yeah.
They showed us nothing. It was just we saw an alien. We did see an alien. They're there.
Yeah.
The alien VR
game. Yeah.
Well, Romulus the movie is coming out soon. They have the Romulus trailer. It looks really good.
Oh, I've been out of the loop. Is there a new one coming? I haven't heard a word of this.
And it looks like a proper alien movie
Oh,
finally.
we're actually back to doing like aliens and not
Yeah,
different
proper
variations of Prometheus.
psychological horror. Yeah.
Nice, very
Yeah.
good.
It looks
Mm.
good. It looks good. And I'm assuming they're doing this as a tie-in or releasing around the same time.
Interesting. That would probably
Scary
explain why this,
aliens
despite
game.
looking so rough, this game comes out so soon.
Yeah.
But there's no gameplay or anything. It's just this teaser.
It's probably a
It-
walking
it's
simulator.
what they showed us.
It's probably a walking simulator of you going through a ship with aliens in it, and you must dodge the aliens.
A jump scare.
Yeah,
Game.
Yeah, I wonder if
scare.
this isn't going to be like a VR rail shooter, like a rail shooter, but with
Ooh.
slightly better value, or not just
Yeah.
value. I'm sorry, but like I don't know. I'm hoping for that. It'd be interesting. I think Aliens isn't the worst thing you could do for a rail shooter.
Yeah.
It's also a VR title, which costs a whole lot of money. Not the game
Mhm.
itself, but getting everything to play the game. So I will not be partaking. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a $500 entry fee. Oh. Now the actual Overwatch game, Marvel Rivals, or whatever.
It's just Overwatch. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched someone play through this because whilst we saw a trailer here at the event, this game has been playable for a bit. Not like to the masses. I believe it was a closed beta of some sort with invitee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched people play this. It is in fact just Overwatch, but less polished, which is fair enough.
God, even
The
the type
polish
of
will come.
splash screens and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, like they're unabashed. It is there is no actual creativity happening here, and in many ways that's probably to their benefit, because Overwatch's biggest problem currently, other than the shop, is that they're attached to Blizzard, and Blizzard is just dragging the name down.
Yep.
There is, strictly speaking, nothing wrong with that game from a gameplay standpoint. So if they want to steal, this is pretty solid. It's just I really wish they tried anything at all to bring in just a little creativity, because it was just yeah, let's do that, but throw our IPs on it. Apparently, Spider-Man is in fact Spider-Man though, and there's no Overwatch equivalent.
Yeah,
So well
that's
done.
tempting because I love swinging around and I saw Venom.
And apparently,
So
even though he's the only character that can make use of it, that swing stuff is pretty well done. So they
Yeah, I saw what they did with
that.
the building. He sort of like webbed a building and made it crash down.
Yeah, not to mention you get to like the actual swinging's very good, and there's like a whole move set. Like the reason why I called Spider-Man out in particular is because I can't put my finger on what they were stealing from. So he's the only one that looks properly unique. He's got a whole mechanic where if you web someone, you can like dash at them and get bonus damage for hitting them. Yeah, so he looks pretty good. Everything else has a 1-to-1 with something else.
Yeah, so it seems like you have
Yeah.
Storm, Magneto, Scarlet Witch, Venom, Spider-Man. Who else?
Yeah,
She looks like Galactus, but
Galactica,
Oh.
daughter of
Galactica.
Galactus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are spot on.
It is
Galactica, daughter of Galactus.
related. Yeah.
I believe her name's Galactica. I've never actually read the stuff involving her.
I haven't seen anything about Galactica, but okay, I'm not surprised.
But yeah, if I had another negative thing to say, because I don't think the being 1-to-1 with Overwatch is a bad thing. I think I just mentioned that, but what is a short-term memory? I don't think that's a bad thing. Matter of fact, I think it's going to work really well to its advantage for the people who refuse to play Overwatch because it's attached to Blizzard. They'll play Marvel Rivals, which is attached to Disney, a much better company. Anyhow, the visuals still feel a little funky, and I don't like the appearance of some of these characters. But I'm just being old, and there's characters I would like to look a certain way, and Magneto, I'm looking right at you. What have they done to you? What is that look?
You know.
I'm also very curious. Why is there like a Shinobu flute? It's very. Why are they going for the Japanese aesthetic of this?
I believe that had something to do with the location. I think it's clearly in Japan, and I forget
Yeah,
which
but why?
character is associated with it.
Okay, I mean,
Like,
Silver
I
Samurai.
want to just like
there's
default
also-
to like Silver Samurai or something, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
And there's Wolverine who lived in Japan for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and oh
Mm.
god, I'm
And
gonna
Death
cancel for this. Is
Lady,
Penny
Deathcore.
Parker Japanese?
Actually, yeah, there is a Japanese
And she's
Spider-Man.
playable, so
Okay. Yeah, she's in the mech suit.
yeah, I really don't want to get that wrong. I don't want it to turn out that she's Korean or something and just me sound awful for saying it.
Okay. Oh,
And
well,
she was in the
okay.
Spider-Verse movie, I know that.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is, let's be real here, the only reason why Penny Parker
Magneto's a
is in this
beard?
game.
He's got a beard?
I don't like his
can't
overall
tell.
look.
He's
He
very
does have a beard. He's a
big.
Van Dyke.
He's very big.
little he looks like he's like from
It's
the future.
bulky like Venom. It's weird.
Yeah, true, actually. They've gone for superhero proportions, which is fair on some characters and really weird on others. Like,
Yeah.
Frank Castle, I expect him to look like a walking refrigerator. Magnus, I mean, I guess he's always been big, though. This feels clunky. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I suspect this game will do okay or fail spectacularly.
Yep.
Nothing in between.
Comes out July 24th.
Birthday present to me, more or less.
And then we got Sekiro Wulong Neo Where Winds Meet.
God, it looks sick.
Yeah. This is not the first time we've seen this game.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It does look pretty good. But it's in development, so no release date for that, so. Until Dawn remaster, remake, etc., etc. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I'm curious what they've changed because I've been through.
They said something in the pre-show that there
Yeah.
were new zones. So I
Okay.
suspect there's a couple of new choices to make along the way.
I hope so because
Possibly,
there should
yeah.
be new things to do.
Yeah, but by and large, this is not a game I would have expected to be remastered, and I
Yeah.
think it's mostly to do with the upcoming series surrounding it. At least I think that's what I heard, a
Is
series or
there?
a movie.
Oh.
I don't.
Okay.
They're doing it so they could put it out on PC and PlayStation and PS5. So they're just
There is in fact
increasing
a
the
video game
graphical.
movie in development,
No.
Okay.
so there you have it.
Are they going to have a Hayden Panettiere actually play Hayden Panettiere in this movie?
On one hand, I have to assume they're just going to get the cast. On the other hand, maybe that's too expensive. That might be too expensive. I don't know. I feel like no one in there except for maybe Rami is truly A-list, and I don't even necessarily know if he's A-list anymore. So I don't know if that's like a viable option to them.
That's cool. Hayden's actually a pretty good voice, pretty good actress. So, and I'm not saying that because she was Kyrie.
Oh, that's right. She is Kyrie. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
always remember her as the cheerleader. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That's like always where I go.
But that's also why I watched Heroes. That's also why I watched Heroes, because I was like, oh, that's
Fair.
Kyrie.
Fair.
And then I was watching somebody play The Boys, or watch The Boys the other day or whatever, and they got up to the point with Mesmer, and that's Haley Joel Osment. So
Yeah.
They showed off Path of Exile 2. Got a trailer. There's gonna be an early access late 2024.
Yeah.
It's gonna have couch co-op, crossplay, and cross progression at launch.
And it's free to play.
Yeah.
This game is making a lot of very, very good choices. For a game that's not actually out yet, I'm so used for all of this stuff coming like 3 to 6 months after release. This is nice. This is nice. Also, we already know this game's going to be, at very least, good, because it's just going to be Path of Exile, but again, and in many ways better. So I look forward to the what they call it? They called it beta, right? Not a demo. Yeah, beta. I look forward to the beta. I look forward to seeing people who are much better at this genre than I am play in this and give their feedback. And I suspect that Path of Exile is positioning itself to genuinely take Diablo's place.
Hopefully, because
Yes.
Diablo
Because
2
I've heard
sucks.
nothing about 4 for a long time. We should be a
Yeah.
couple of seasons in. The last season I heard of was Season of Blood or something, the
Yeah,
vampire one.
the vampire season. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
I
wait to buy it, and it dropped off, and I'm like, I can't be bothered.
yeah.
Those things
honestly,
happen.
evidently for the best. Maybe I'll go back. Like I own it. Maybe I'll go back and just play in the
Because I
in
really
a
like
previous season.
Necromancer. I really like
It apparently it took them a while, but they figured it out at very least.
Mm.
So
Yeah. All right.
This is divisive.
This is
This
divisive.
next one.
Silent
this?
Hill 2
Oh.
remake.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Now I've come to the conclusion that they're just really bad at making trailers.
No, and I agree with you. I agree with you. Because I the reason why this is so divisive is because I, in my write up, literally said that it was kind of a crap trailer. I hope the game is
Yeah.
better.
I hope
Uh,
I
Yeah.
hope so, because this is a great game.
I don't like
They
what they
just
did
Yes.
with the
messed it up.
models. The models for the
Yeah,
characters
I mean,
kind of look off.
I can see what you mean, but I'm also like, they're not really, they're not aesthetically how, the typical what you would imagine from handsome person, whatever, good looking
Oh,
person.
I don't care.
They
I don't
actually
Yeah.
care
have
that they're like good
character.
looking or not. I don't care if they're good looking.
Yeah.
The models just look weird. They just
I'm kind of fine with that because this is Silent Hills and only
Yeah.
because this is Silent Hill.
Yeah.
My big issue is for the last trailer we had, for this trailer, and for the movie
yeah.
Yeah, the
that's coming
movie
out
is
with this.
shit.
Every
Yeah.
single one of these
Ridiculous.
trailers look absolutely fucking horrendous
Yeah.
and do not get me excited about this. And that's a problem because Bloober Team does not have a very good reputation at the moment, and they
No.
need all of the goodwill they can get.
Yeah.
However, this game has already existed once, so I'm going to tempt fate and say something really stupid.
Okay.
How bad could they fuck up something that already exists and is beloved?
Oh
Now,
man.
I see for the cutscenes, they've done one-to-one things with the cutscenes. That's not bad at
Yes,
all.
it looks that way.
Yeah.
Which is honestly a very safe choice. And I know people hate it when I say it, but I think a lot of remakes and remasters, or not remasters, all remasters do this, but I think a lot of remakes do genuinely probably just need to be one for one. Why does it need to be one for one? What's the point of even doing it? To get it on modern consoles and modern, fidelity.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
That's why,
It's
yeah.
nice just to have something that you had, but
Prettier.
current.
It
Exactly.
it's also coming out a lot sooner than I expected.
Oh, wow.
True, yes.
October 8th
I didn't
is
expect.
Oh, okay.
I maybe expected this year, but I did not expect October.
Given how
Eh.
much we'd seen of it, I don't know why I thought this was coming out Halloween of next year, or at least the Halloween area of next year. But I did, thinking with, half a brain at all, it does make sense it's coming out this year. They've been ramping up to it for about a year in and of itself, maybe if not more. So
It's just we haven't seen a lot of it. All right, and everything we
gameplay-wise,
see,
yeah.
everything
Yeah,
we
there was
see of it kind of
yeah.
looks bad.
Well, they've
So,
shown some gameplay shots, and it seems
yeah.
very similar. So, see, I want a remake that does try something new as well, not just a one-for-one. Otherwise, you might as well just call that a remaster, right?
Yeah, because you could
I
Right.
don't
just
know.
load up Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation 2 and play that, and it's
Yeah.
effectively the same game.
Yeah. So if they still have like the camera controls and stuff like that, I don't know.
It
You
does
might,
it does look like it's tank controls, at least from
yeah.
the
So
small snippets we've seen.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, October 8th, Silent Hill 2. All right, cool. Monster Hunter.
Yeah, we saw so much of the good stuff. Very
Monster
excited.
Hunter.
It
Very
feeds my
excited.
soul.
It reminds me of the 4. It really does.
No, I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
it purposely is supposed to remind you of 4
Is
because
it the same
it
area?
So no, we don't know that, and and very likely it is not the same
Because
area
that
because there's a
sand
good
ship
chance.
opening, I was like, whoa.
Yes, it's very likely this is actually in the New World, which would be very far away from Valhabar. So it's interesting that we see so many parallels, but also I guess there can be two deserts in the world. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
no, to your point, there's a lot of phorisms here, and I saw them, I understood them, but I was reluctant to believe they were as direct as everyone was thinking.
Okay. Okay.
And then people were like, "But here's the evidence," and I was like, that is compelling, though. I
Yeah.
do, quote Mulder, want to believe.
The place is called the Windward Plains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
That's the map that we've seen the most of, yeah, the one with
yeah,
the
that's about
changing environment.
Mhm.
Yes, they did show a bit of how, like, I really liked how you had a mount, like a big one, and you used that in combat as well. And
Mhm.
how, yeah, and you actually had, you went after a herd and singled out one. That was good.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff that
no,
they're
it's
doing with
brilliant.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels like
like
actual like tracking and hunting. I mean, I know of course you do that a lot in the series
mhm.
already, but it feels like actual tracking, hunting, singling out, making a choice, going for it, while others are around you, probably protecting the one you're after.
Yeah, it's great. Every single time they put out a new generation, they find a way to make it more and more in depth of the tracking and ecology side, and it's not
Mhm.
it's there's been less and less focus on the hunting without that being a detriment. Like, we're just getting more,
Yeah,
not at the not the detriment of losing anything, and it's
and
been spectacular.
yeah, and smarter monsters. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actual herd mentality is gonna be really interesting because even in World, we didn't actually get that, barring a few very small monsters that were never an issue to begin.
Mhm.
But we're seeing monsters with some heft and some weight behind them that move in packs, and it's gonna be frightening to some small degree, and I look forward to that.
And it's it.
Also, be mhm.
I was. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I agree with you, they are drawing so much from 4, I look forward to the story of the characters because I love World for so many reasons, but 4 is still the peak of the series in regards to the narrative and roster for me.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, Gemma and Alma are adorable, and I love them very, very much.
And they're just
Also, I
straight up
think
one. They're straight up ones to ones for the characters in 4.
yes, so Alma is clearly not the Guildmarm, she's not
No,
Sophia,
but she
but
could be the
she
daughter.
looks a lot like her.
She could be
Well,
really.
that's it.
Gemma, on the other hand, might actually be Little Miss Forge.
And
Hmm.
she structured. She does the same thing. She's gonna be our weaponsmith.
She's gonna be our Smith.
Yeah.
And
So
this was the one that I wasn't 100% sure. I was like, yeah, no, like there's a lot there that like she looks like her, it gives off the vibes, and then both Aqua and Kobe were like, yeah, but look at this image. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I see that she's wearing a jacket. Looks at the back of the jacket. Oh, that's the Caravanier's jacket. That's interesting. Oh, she's got a little toy. That's Sophia's toy. Interesting. Is that the man's belt? Wait, what is this actually, Little Miss Forge? Hold
yeah.
on.
Um. And there's
What
a
are you
character
doing
that
in the new world?
there's a character they showed that could be what is it the Ace Lancer,
Yeah, so that'll
just
be
not
the
in his outfit.
current guild head of
Yeah.
maybe I don't know where he'll be looking. I don't know if it's an auxiliary department or if he's just the current guild head. But yeah, that
Hmm.
very, very much looked like the Ace Lancer.
Hmm.
I
So
didn't even
there's it.
catch that at first. I thought it was maybe the Ace Commander, and I was like, no, that's the Lancer, bro. I'm like, oh yeah, no, it really is though.
Yeah. This could may as well be Monster Hunter for you too.
For for you and for you too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to have the follow up to my favorite outing so far. I would like more. Thank you.
Um. But also instead of having like wire bugs in Rise, you just call your mount to pick you up off the ground. Um. So
Yeah, or
you,
Chocobo. I mean, there's been a bunch of names for these things. None of them have stuck in my
it's
brain
like the
yet.
Sekiret or something like that is what it's actually called.
So
Or
anyway, the
Circuit.
Chocobo's a great addition, and we still have our I kept wanting to say Wirebug, our wrist-mounted launcher.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, I can't remember
know,
what it's called.
I know. It is it's like the pod something. I don't know. It's also escaping me. I had it like on the tip of my tongue or whatever. But yeah, we have that. While you're on the mount, you can swap weapons. You can weapon
Yep,
swap.
that did end up being true.
Which is pretty cool.
It's really
fucking
nice for multi boss fights where the elements are not the same.
yeah. What is it? Fucking Great Sword's got like a parry, from what it looks like,
So
and then a follow up to it.
I think that's to do with, I believe they said it was a new mechanic in wounding. When you wound a monster, you'll be able to do that follow up where he like dragged his sword
Okay.
across the side of the beast. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Um.
parry.
So yeah, that. I don't know. They also mentioned this, like it would just be something that happens, but again, it revolves around wounding certain parts of the monster. Now, maybe the monster's just weaker, and you have an ability to like actually fight back instead of actually just being eaten. Whatever the case, holy crap! What a screenshot that was! Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a clash mechanic apparently, where
Hmm.
you can like 1v1 the monster you're fighting by pushing it
Oh,
back.
I thought this is what you were referring to.
No,
Yes,
I'm talking
that's
about the actual parry where he slashes his sword up and parries the claw.
No, that was just movie magic. They got to flinch at the right time. That was just them doing what a bunch of very clever creators do for
This
the game all the
Friday,
time.
if they say that there's a parry on it, I'm
There's not
gonna
a
at you.
parry. We've been doing this for years.
And it
They just toppled it at the correct
okay.
time.
All right. No faith. No faith.
No, I wouldn't want there to be a parry mechanic. It's what you play certain weapons for. Greatsword having a parry would be ridiculous.
I was gonna say maybe it's just maybe Greatsword just gets a parry now or something
Absolutely
like
not. That weapon is too strong already. You behave, greatsword mains. You leave guard points and parry like mechanics to your betters.
like the longsword.
Oh, I was mostly referring. No,
Because the
but yeah, I
longsword
guess they
has
do
a
have
counter.
parries. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'll play my unpopular weapon.
Alright. Yeah, no, it looks sick. But yes, there is the clash mechanic thing where I guess if you've wounded or whatever, you can like push back against the monster.
Yeah, it's
as well.
sick.
Yeah,
It
which
just
like,
is.
insane. 2025, which we've already known. And there's bonuses for World and Iceborne. So if you have World and Iceborne save files, you get bonus equipment for your Palico.
Correct. Also, the Palico speaks. That's weird to me. I guess they always have, to be fair.
Yeah,
They
but they
always
go
have,
meow
but
and stuff, all right? You just
true, and yet we would just understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they
Now
actually
they speak English, and it's weird. I'll be honest, it took me two watches to figure out who was speaking in that moment.
Maybe it's like Meowth and it's just the only one that does.
To be that, I believe that was a running joke in the spin-off series.
Okay.
What's it called again? The one where
Oh,
you ride them?
stories.
Stories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because
those
you have that
cats
one character
speak.
that yeah.
But even the characters mentioned that it was a little weird, so I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
She sounded adorable in both languages, though. So
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got Astrobot.
genuinely such a high point. Oh, I love this.
I'm gonna get this because I fucking loved Astro's Playroom.
Astro's Playroom was so I did not expect it to be any good. And it was so good. And this is so charming. I love
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it looked great. I'm looking forward to having every bit of my DualSense controller be used for every little mechanic that happens in this
True, we'll
game.
actually get some use out of it.
Yeah, it does look a lot of fun.
I'm ready to have to blow into my controller to get a fan to start moving, because that's what you have to do. Yeah, that comes out September 6th too. So they like fucking shadow announced this pretty much.
That's so soon.
I mean, we knew Team Asobi was working on something, but we didn't know what. But
I'm just happy this seems to be the PS5's Little Big Planet. I'm happy that it gets to continue on
Yeah,
and isn't just gonna be a tech demo forever.
yeah. But that was the state of play. This was the state of play that everybody thought was shit and was the worst state of play to ever have existed.
Ever.
Ever.
Ah,
Yeah.
man, it was a solid B.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
a
don't know
solid
what
B.
everyone's talking about. It was a super solid B.
Mm,
Especially because we were told by Sony not to expect much of like the games I think people are really, really excited and looking forward to in games like Logan or updates to Spider-Man or anything like
'cause-
that. And like Ghost of Tsushima 2 or anything like that. Like, that's not
Yeah.
happening till the very earliest next year. We know
Mhm.
this.
Though I think they could have shown off Black Myth Wukong.
I mean, they've been showing that game off for like 5 years. What's left to show off?
True, I guess.
Just
I mean,
give
that game,
it to me, thank you.
game comes out in 2 months, apparently.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Now I get to move on to the general news that we had this week. First up being, apparently Resident Evil 9 is being pushed back a year, in turn for Zero and Code Veronica remakes to be in the works, and possibly coming out end of this year, beginning of next year. I specifically remember Dalit at some point in time saying they were never going to do a Code Veronica remake, and
Yeah, well, to be fair, I did say this. This is true. I have no defense. I just didn't think they were going to do it. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they said they weren't going to do it, and that's why I said they weren't going to do it. So egg on my face. Hey.
Yep. But Zero and Code Veronica are two games that definitely deserve remakes. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. You can't play Zero outside of a Wii. And Code Veronica is old as dirt and is gonna be very weird. I know Zero is being made by M2, which is the team that made the Resident Evil 3 remake. And something else before that. And Code Veronica is being made in-house with the in-house studio. So it'll be interesting.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
And 9 is pushed back to next year, so we don't. But we do know it is starring Leon. It is a Leon game. You can actually pre-order it now.
That's so weird to me.
Huh?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't pre-order a game that doesn't even technically exist yet.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. Because it has a subtitle to it. It's called Resident Evil 9 no, that's not I don't know. I can't find it. But yeah, it does have a subtitle to it, and it's going to star Leon and a female character, I think. We just don't know what female character it is because they were on the.
I mean, that's just Leon's
Ada
thing.
somewhere. It's Ada somewhere.
Oh,
There
you know
she
she's going to
is.
turn up just to harass
Yeah.
him, if nothing else.
Unless
yeah,
it
like,
is Ada.
This is Leon's thing. Goes in, finds the only other woman in like 100 miles that isn't a zombie, runs into Ada, so the other woman in 100 miles that isn't a zombie, and then leaves.
Yep.
Also, witty one-liners.
Yes, of course.
They better be there.
Yep. Embracer is mulling over increasing game prices beyond $70, and to that I say fuck you.
We just upped it to 70, and honestly, I still have. I don't know if this is a bad take from like an actual standpoint, because I know this is like hyper consumerism, or consumerist of me, but games can be cheaper if you're going to continue to monetize as ridiculously as the industry is. Like, there's a lot of talk about games require all this time and money to be put into it, and that's true. And it's why I mostly understand the up to 70. I don't like it, and I don't think it's necessary, but I at least see the reasoning. 80's ridiculous. If games go up any higher, I expect there to be no more need for in-game monetization after a point.
But
because that's the whole thing.
they're not there
the
for the need.
monetization is there.
They're not there for the need.
I know. But like, you can't double dip like this. You can't use the excuse monetization's there so that we can continue putting out games this nice and we don't have to rely on just the release.
Games don't need to be this nice. They don't need to be God of War level.
Like, genuinely. Oh my god.
Hi-Fi Rush was a really big game, and it costed everybody $30 to buy, and it didn't cost them as much to make.
I'm gonna tap the sign. Tap, tap. I want shorter games with worse graphics made by people who are paid more to work less, and I am not kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Again, I love Rebirth. Rebirth frustrated me in many ways. I fucking love the shit out of Hades 2. Hades 2 has not frustrated me yet. And you know what? I paid $30 for this game. No, that said, I also did like Rebirth. It just feels like the most apt comparison at the moment because Square Enix is nothing if not in love with their graphics.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they dial it back on that, because I don't think Final Fantasy needs to be the Final Fantasy doesn't need to be the series that is always needing to push graphics now anymore, because
yeah.
I agree
16,
with you, but it always has been is the problem.
Yeah. Both 16, Final Fantasy 7 and Rebirth or whatever, while they've looked really good, they've not pushed it to like, oh my god, this is the next level of gaming. It's honestly, it's not been any much better than just that. Yeah, like the graphics are good, but they're not like next gen level. They're not so hyper realistic that you can't distinguish from game from real life. So
how much further can we actually push it? And more importantly, do you want it to be hyper realistic?
No.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
They could tone it back.
People
they
would
could
say
tone it back
yes.
and it'd be gray.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not, this you wasn't so much you, just like in general. I think a lot of people like say that they want graphics to keep getting pushed better and better and better. But at this point, like, do you want to actually play as like insert celebrity here doing Final Fantasy stuff? I don't actually think you do.
No.
Like, I'm quite content if 16 is like the peak or fidelity wise of the franchise at this point. Well, I'm alive anyway.
Yeah.
But then again, this is coming from someone who was quite enamored with the 9 art style. So clearly, I'm not out here for everything looking realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well more interested in a unique art style than I am in like photorealism at this point. Photorealism is so overplayed. I'm kind of tired of everyone chasing that.
Yeah, I don't need to see characters pause, you know.
Oh god, the arguments that get online. Oh my god, Horizon's the better game than Senua's Sacrifice because look at the ear hair. I'm sorry, the what?
No, Horizon's just a better game over Senua's Sacrifice because it didn't take them 7 years to create a 7-hour game.
To be fair, I'll find out this Halloween, but until then, that's a wild thing to think about.
Everybody I've seen play that game has beat it in 5 to 7 hours. And it's literally the most walking of a walking simulator ever.
I mean, so was the first game, to be fair, but
Yeah.
also I don't know. I want a vid doc on this game. I want to know what's going on. I gotta hear some. I gotta see the veil pulled back, and I need to understand.
Yeah. Uh, so Sony apparently leaked the entirety of the final shape.
He's not
That
even joking.
yeah, and Bungie devs were like, "How? How? Fucking how? How did this happen?"
Someone explained it to me, and I still don't understand.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't understand either.
actually, how? Because I don't even think there was an update to the game or anything. I think people were just able to log in and play it, and it was the whole game. It was
What
everything.
is it with Sony
the
and
shop.
bad security?
Well, this is worse than bad security. This is like this is just someone.
This is just negligence.
This is actually just negligence. Now, in many ways, my first reaction was to point and laugh about this because, haha, Destiny bad. But also, they don't deserve this.
No.
Like, my goodness,
Uh,
this is
yeah.
rough. I don't get how or why this happened. Because, like I was saying, this was everything: the battle passes, the monetization, the entire story. Like
It was just...
the full release got leaked, and I assume, well, I don't assume anything. It's been patched up. We're back to waiting again. So,
no, I don't. I think Destiny. I think Final Shape's already out. Destiny.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
It might
because
have released.
it was
It
supposed to come out.
early
It was
now.
supposed to come out this week anyway.
Okay, well, if it released today then, because
Yeah, I've seen people
when I
play
was
Destiny
reading up
2
on
all
this, it
day
was
today.
not out yet. Okay, so then yeah, it was released today or maybe last night at like 9 o'clock my time.
Yeah, it released today.
Yeah.
It released June 4th.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, until at time of recording, it has just released, and that was not the case when this leak happened. And it
No,
was
because
very
this leak
sad.
happened like a week ago. Oh, it's insane. Eh, I don't understand how, like, somebody over at Sony just like hit the button of here's the game, guys. It's like how? Somebody got fired. somebody had to have gotten fired over this. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 4 is not going to be at Summer Games Fest, or is it?
Dun dun dun.
Jeff Keighley came out and said that he had a video where he was talking about, like, you know, him prepping for Summer Games Fest this Friday, and he's like I have no idea why people are asking about Kingdom Hearts 4. Scratches neck, rubs eye a little bit, looks down to the left. So with Jeff, it's weird because Jeff's usually truthful about a lot of stuff. He likes to set people's expectations. But he was also a little sus in this video. I'm not gonna lie. But he did go on to say that the SGF won't have one more game this year. They won't have like a super closer. Because it's a light year for the industry. And I again, I do not know, because he again talks about how he likes to set people's expectations so people don't have like these grandiose expectations. But he's also a fucking liar sometimes. So
because he takes after Kojima and occasionally likes to troll us. But yeah, this is what happens to the boy who cries wolf.
So we don't know. I don't believe Kingdom Hearts is going to be at this conference or be at Summer Games Fest. I don't think it will be. But in the video when he was talking about it was a little weird. But I also believe that there's probably not going to be a one more game this year. I actually think they close off Summer Games Fest with the Monster Hunter Wilds Sujimoto like little showcase for the gameplay. I think that's how they close it off. Because that makes the most sense. Because it's a showcase or whatever, so they have to allot him some time. So they probably allot him the very last slot, and it just be a longer slot. Who knows? We'll know Friday. We will know Friday.
It's right around the corner. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also, Like a Dragon, the Yakuza series is getting a series, a like show series, and it's coming out this fall. And it's an Amazon Prime series as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, we've been spurned by so many anime adaptations. One Piece gives me hope, but this seems supremely doable. This seems like I don't see how you don't correctly do this. Actually,
it's a down to earth video game. Like the
it's
craziest.
just gangsters. And
Yeah,
honestly,
it's just gangsters.
frankly, it's particularly zesty gangsters, so it should be doable. Like this is gang. What if gangsters but theater?
And don't do it in English. Have it all be Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, yeah. Actually,
'Cause-
one of the few times that I think, yeah, this is probably better. This is going to be better, because it's in Japan, in Japanese.
Have a bunch of stunt actors do some crazy ass martial arts shit going on in this game. They have gigantic mafia fights and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
there is in Yakuza games.
Well, it'll be Japanese cast. They got the Kamen Rider dude to be.
Oh, the one
Kiryu.
from Shin Kamen Rider.
Right. Drive.
Oh, okay, as the lead.
Yeah, that's Kiryu.
Ah, as Kiryu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
very good.
All right, that's good. Yeah, just don't obviously have it all be in Japanese. Don't dub it or anything like that. And that's perfect.
Yeah.
So good. I look forward to this because it's not the only thing that's coming out this fall. We have Arcane that's starting out this fall.
Mm.
So I'm that's a pretty good fall for series because we know Arcane's going to be good and there's a high chance that Like a Dragon is going to be good. Also, it starts next month, but we got The Boys season 4 coming out next month. Or is it this month? It's one of the 2 J months.
J
yeah,
sounds like a W to me.
never again.
I'll see
Dalit.
myself out.
Never again, Dalit.
I'll just see myself out. It's fine.
So we got The Boys coming out soon as well. It's gonna be great. And lastly, but not least, do we have any like short predictions for what we're gonna be seeing at Summer Games Fest?
Not really. So much of this year has been. Please don't expect much of this year. It's a rough year that I genuinely don't know. Maybe we'll see gameplay of Wukong. Maybe I know that we'll clearly be seeing more of Monster Hunter, and really, that's all I could ask for.
Yes.
Unless he gets Kojima on stage to tell whatever that game that's coming out in 3-4 years is.
God, I hope not. I don't really OD. I hope not.
No. I don't give a shit about OD. The one where Kojima's going back to his roots and making a stealth action game.
Oh, but he's not doing that until after OD.
Yeah, I guess yeah, 2-3 years is much too
I want to
soon.
see whatever
8-9 years.
I want to see whatever freaking production, movie, or TV or movie production he's working on.
Yeah, because they talked about it, but we haven't seen anything.
I haven't
That's
seen
a good
anything.
call.
Yeah, I want to see
Oh,
something.
so he's definitely gonna get up on stage. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I think what I don't want to see. I love Dwayne Johnson to pieces, but I'm tired of him shilling products during Summer Game Fest. So that would be a great thing to skip this year. I don't care about Zoa. Don't really want to drink his tequila. If he could just not do that, that'd be grand. Because I just assume he's gonna be there again.
Totally. totally he's gonna not him, but you know what we're gonna get? We're gonna get another Borderlands trailer.
Is that not out yet?
No,
When's it out? When's it out?
I have no idea. Borderlands movie. August 9th.
Good luck to you all.
So there is a high chance that
You're going to need it.
yeah. There's a good chance we actually do see
True, yeah, that's actually a very strong chance.
oh my god. We have an update, boys. We have an
Breaking
update.
news.
Breaking news. Drip marketing for 2.4, I guess, has started. For 2.3. For
A Realm Reborn? What?
For Honkai Star Rail, or whatever. Drip marketing started for 2.3.
Oh.
All right. Not 2.3, but 2.4. They showed off Yun Lee, who looks like a character from Impact Third.
Uh-oh.
Tell me who that looks like. That looks like Fu Hua.
Does it though? Looks like a
Yeah.
fake. It looks like a fake character.
It looks like Fu Hua from Impact Third.
I mean, yeah, it probably does. It just looks. This looks like a water character.
There's go fire in the background.
I mean, and that is pretty. Appropriate for Fuhua, but I mean, I see it, but I also really don't.
It's weird that they use fire or whatever when it's physical destruction. There's a lot of fire going on
She
in the
looks like
background.
she's from the Cien show, and that's probably in reference to a phoenix of some kind, or a
Yeah.
vermilion bird at very least.
And that's what Fu
Yeah.
Hua was, the Phoenix.
Yeah, which is why I said I see it, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Anyway, that's breaking news. You guys can look at the Honkai Star Rail Twitter, whatever. They just showed Fu Hua. I don't have any predictions for Summer Games Fest. Honestly, this has been a really weird year when it comes to video games. I didn't think we were ever going to get Kingdom Hearts on Steam at all. And I was surprised seeing that it did come out on Steam, which then makes me think we're about to get into the whole fucking season of Kingdom Hearts shit coming out. But if Keeley says that Kingdom Hearts isn't going to be at Summer Games Fest, then that's all I'm gonna. I mean, all I care about is Monster Hunter at this point in time.
It can't come fast enough.
Yeah,
I love Monster Hunter so much.
Yeah, it literally can't come fast enough. Yeah, but that's news this week. Leak. I'm gonna regret asking. What are you playing?
Can you guess?
GTA RP and Stardew Valley.
Yeah! Ding ding ding.
No
Maybe
extra
Baldur's
additions at
Gate
all?
3 as well.
There we go. We get a
Yeah.
little something
Yeah.
extra.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Dalit.
At some point, I have to pop back into Relink to do the was it the pageant of monsters or something? The other boss rush.
Yeah, the one with
so I'll probably pop
Maglia
in
and
there.
Galanza.
Just so. I'll pop in and do that at some point. I do want to pop in on Tekken 8 because the Battle Pass ended and it didn't start a new one, which is interesting. So I suppose we'll see Lydia coming soon. I don't think the Lydia reveal and update will be anytime this week. So, regardless, I mean, I'm still playing Tekken 8. I have a couple of issues with it, but it's still super fun. So,
Yeah.
picked up Oscar, learning a new character. Feels weird. Probably not the right character to learn either, but here I am. I'm playing both of the lesbians. I mean, that's all. Like, look, Tekken doesn't have a story. That's all these two characters are now. Are their relationship to each other? It's like Nina and Anna. That's not true. Nina has a bunch of story. Anna gets shafted. I play no character with a story. This is why I don't respect the Tekken story. I should just play Jin.
Anna does indeed get shafted in more ways than one.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. Her husband died in the last game because Nina killed him. So does she? Does she?
In the movies, she gets shafted.
Yeah, look, let's not dwell on any of those things. God, let's take these two assassins and just turn them both into bimbos. Yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah.
Christ, I hate the Tekken story. Love the game. Hate anything to do with the writing of this fucking story.
Yeah.
Anyhow, those are the games I'll be playing, and I don't plan to add anything to that list. But I said that once a couple of weeks ago and ended up playing like 6 different games, so we're gonna play this one by ear, methinks. But I will definitely be playing Hades 2 since the new update went live quite literally this morning.
Yep. I mean, I got to finish that demo for Trails Through Daybreak, so I can listen to more of that great dub. I'm gonna be playing Wua for at least up until Yinlin comes out. If I don't get Yinlin, I'm probably gonna quit the game because there's nothing else like projecting me to play this game. Even though I did get my girl the other day. I did get Tauchi.
She finally came home, Tauchi.
She finally came home, and I have been playing her even though she doesn't do any damage, which is very unfortunate. But I am.
I mean, mine does plenty of damage, though I do use her to stack offensive buffs onto my MC with Verena.
Yeah.
Because her outro also gives a damage up.
I also need to. I need to just stop using Spectro Rover and just go into Havoc Rover.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I put a lot of time and effort into making Spectro work because I liked it, and then Havoc happened, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm never going back. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I swapped back to Spectro after getting Havoc because I didn't have anything for Havoc. So.
That's fair, frankly.
And so now I just need to go around and grab stuff for Havoc and then swap to Havoc because Havoc is just insane. Yeah, and I mean, obviously I'll play Honkai Star Rail. And yeah, that's all I have on the docket. I have threatened myself from playing 18 other games that are on my Steam list right now. So whether I do it or not, I'm in the middle of watching people react to stuff because I subscribe to their Patreon. So I've kind of like wasted my life doing that or whatever. Like I said, I'm already through I'm already through the first season of The Boys with Alicia. So or like I'm about to be through the first season of The Boys with Alicia. Yeah.
Can I just say, the moment you said Jujutsu Kaisen, you knew which scene I was waiting for her to see, and she did not disappoint.
Yeah.
The thirst trap was successful. She was absolutely, quite literally barking for that man.
She literally barked for it, and then I just died. It was just like I'm gonna be all up in my guts like that. And I'm like, what the fuck,
man? I see you. You can't take the FGC out of the girl though.
No. Now her reaction to Jujutsu Kaisen was pretty hilarious because she finally watched the Shibuya incident opening like on the last episode because that thing actually kind of spoils and she froze it on the one frame that they show Yuta, all right, because Yuta's in that opening but he's in one frame. All right, and she's like what the fuck. she's like my favorite character is in this opening and he hasn't been in the show at all.
Yeah.
Then he shows up for 2 seconds, right. Like 10 seconds, and
yeah, at the very end, yeah.
But yeah, But that's what I've been playing. If I play something else, you guys will know next week. But that is all for this week. And if you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. And we will see you guys next week to talk about Summer Games Fest.
Yep.
Hey, key 3
Summer
and
game.
everything.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Be good now. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely